Friends, I could ask the question, should old music be banned? But I don't have to. It already has been banned. Yes, music older than 18 months, a mere 1 year and a half, has been outlawed. OK, it's not as bad as you think. It's only in one chain of health clubs. And since all of my information comes from an article in Mail Online, whatever follows in this video should be treated as fantasy. So, according to what I read, London health club chain Third Space has a policy of not allowing music to be played that was released more than 18 months ago. I note that the 18-month limit is on the release date, not the actual music. But I'm guessing that most music that's older than 18 months is pretty much off limits. The issue came to the fore when personal trainer Fitzroy Gaines, working at the club, complained that since he's 64 years old, he was being discriminated against. A court of law disagreed. So the 18-month rule stays in place, and Mr. Gaines will just have to flex somewhere else. One thing that anyone might think is that an old guy like Mr. Gaines probably doesn't like new music. This would be a reasonable speculation. It does seem to be a thing that the brain fills up with music over time, leaving little or no space for new music at an older age. But the more interesting question is why the 18-month time limit? The explanation given by a representative of the health club chain, as reported by Mail Online, is this. Music production has advanced significantly, and with time this has meant that songs that were produced years ago do not sound as good when played on new sound systems in comparison to new music which has been produced and designed to be played with the current technology. This is a come on moment. Come on, really? Technology has advanced so much and so quickly that music more than 18 months old is unlistenable. I'd say that it isn't the fault of the music. If there is a fault, it's with this health club chain's sound systems that seem to be incapable of playing older tracks properly, even just 19 months old. My suspicion is that the chain wants to keep their music up to date. I don't know why they couldn't just say that. There's nothing wrong with that as an opinion, and what they do in their business is their business. But it raises a point for producers, engineers, mix engineers and mastering engineers. I've said many times that a good mix should sound at its best whatever system it's played on. From the finest hi-fi loudspeakers in an acoustically treated room, to a JBL Flip, to headphones and earpods, to car stereos and anywhere. So your mix also needs to sound good on health club speakers, bearing in mind all the background rattling of equipment, grunting and heavy breathing. So normally when you're mixing, you should work up your mix in your studio, then audition your progress on other systems, and particularly in your car, which exposes a lot of mixes that sound good elsewhere. But how can you audition your mix on a health club sound system? Well, probably you can't. But what you can do is this. Next time you're in a health club, I could say anywhere that music is played, but a health club is a good example because music is part of the product. So, next time you're in a health club, when you've finished ripping your abs, sit down and listen to the music. Really listen, as closely as you would in the studio. You're listening for frequency balance, dynamic range, what you would normally hear that you can't in the health club environment. Then come back and listen to the same tracks in your studio. OK, you're probably not going to do this, but it's always worth thinking about, that your tracks need to sound good everywhere. And also, when you're out and about and background music is playing, pay it some attention and consider how your mixes would sound in the same environment. But when your work ages beyond 18 months, it won't make the playlist at Third Space Health Clubs anyway. It's their loss. See you soon.